Good day everyone, my name is Zhoujiuyang and today I would like to talk about why schools should redefine success beyond test scores. Research shows that over 70% of students study primarily to earn good grades, rather than to truly understand the materials. Many students focus on scores, GPA, and exam results, while real learning becomes secondary. This does not mean that students are lazy or do not care about learning. Instead, it shows that the education system often teaches students to care more about results than understanding. Over time, grades become the main goal, not the learning itself. This situation highlights a serious problem in how schools define success. When success is measured mainly by test scores, students begin to chase short-term results. They focus on memorizing information for exams instead of understanding the concepts. Over time, learning becomes exam-oriented rather than meaningful. In real classrooms, this problem often appears in small ways. For example, students may ask how many marks a test is worth before asking what they are accepted to learn. The message slowly changes the purpose of education. This topic matters to all of us because we have all been students, and many of us still are. Grades affect our stress level, our confidence, and how we see our own ability. When success is defined too narrowly, it limits our personal growth and future opportunities. Many of us have experienced feeling stressed before exams or disappointed after receiving a grade. Sometimes, even when we work hard, one test scores can make us doubt our abilities. This shows how powerful grades are in shaping how we see ourselves. My certain idea today is that schools should redefine success beyond test scores. Success should focus not only on exams, but also on real learning, future-ready skills, and self-driven motivation. In this speech, I will cover three main points. First, how traditional grading shifting students' attention away from the real learning. Second, how test-based measures fail to match real skills demands. And third, how the focus on grades reduces students' motivation to truly learn. First, traditional grading systems often push students to focus on performance rather than understanding. Many students study to avoid mistakes instead of exploring ideas. As a result, grades increase essentially and discourage students from taking academic risks. When students are afraid to making mistakes, they often avoid difficult questions or challenging topics. However, mistakes are actually an important part of learning. Without the freedom to fail, deep learning becomes very difficult. Because of this pressure, students may avoid challenging tasks. They focus heavily on GPA, extra credit, and points, while feedback that could help them improve is often ignored. Learning becomes about results, not growth. As a result, students may choose safe subjects to take tests instead of that truly interesting them. Learning becomes about protecting grades rather than developing abilities. This limits students' academic growth. Second, traditional measures of success do not match the skills needed for the future. Today, employers value creativity, communication, teamwork, and problem solving. However, these skills cannot be measured actually by test scores. In today's world, success often depends on how well people communicate, adapt, and solving problems. These skills are usually developed through discussion, teamwork, and experience, not memorization. Unfortunately, exams alone cannot fully measure these abilities. This creates a growth gap between what schools measure and what society actually needs. Students who focus only on exams may miss opportunities to develop real-world skills. As this gap grows, students may feel unprepared for the future challenges. Third, an over-preference on grades reduces students' motivation to truly learn. Students begin to care more about rewards and punishment than about understanding the content. Many even label themselves as A, B, or C students. When students are constantly judged by grades, learning can feel like a competition instead of a journey. Some students may give up easily, while others may feel constant pressure to perform. In both cases, motivation to learn for its own sake is reduced. Over time, this means that weaken curiosity and exploration. Students become less willing to ask questions or try new ideas. Learning turns into a task to complete rather than a process to enjoy. So, what can we do? I encourage everyone to take concrete steps by asking questions for understanding, choosing deeper learning tests, and giving feedback that focus on learning rather than test scores. These actions may seem small, but they can gradually change how we experience learning. When students focus on more understanding, learning becomes more meaningful and less stressful. Change does not always start with pilots, but with daily choices. If we truly believe education should help students grow, think, and discover their strengths, then we must redefine what success means. Test scores may measure performance, but they will never measure potential. So that's all for my presentation speech. Thank you for listening.